talk about basils, Asian basils, and cooking with Asian basils. I have a few samples for you today. This one is a few days old. It's kind of an old version of KAPHAO. This is holy basil, Thai holy basil. This is something that if you went to Thailand, you're certain to eat this on a daily basis. It's just everywhere. It's absolutely everywhere. But here, we don't have it anywhere. In Thai restaurants here, you often see something called chicken and basil on the menu. But this is what they should be using, but instead they're using this one, Thai basil, holapa. This is a different herb and it's a very different flavor. Both of them are delicious, but they're just very different. So these are two of the most common things that you can find. I found these at a Cambodian market in North Philadelphia, and you can find them in South Philly too, along South 7th Street. KAPHAO, this is used kind of as a vegetable in stir-fry dishes, and it's so good, and it's so addictive. And at this point, it's become comfort food for us. It's because it's something that we just can't get all the time. So when we have it, it really takes us back to Thailand. This year, I actually grew my own KAPHAO. This is red KAPHAO that I have in front of the house. It's good. It's flavorful, but I don't like it quite as much as the green one. I also planted some TULSI. In fact, if you are interested in planting holy basil, and you look at seed catalogs, be sure that you're not getting this one. This one is a different kind of thing. This is the Indian variety. In India, they use this in teas. They make teas out of this, and it's kind of a health food. But it's a little bit different in flavor to the Thai KAPHAO. Thai leaves are very soft, and they kind of wilt really quickly into the stir fry. These are much firmer and just a very different kind of fragrance. The herbal fragrance of KAPHAO is kind of like, it kind of reminds me of catnip. Not to turn you off to it, but it's a little more herbal and a little bit kind of spicier than Thai basil or sweet basil. This is a weird time. We're in the middle of a pandemic, and there are a lot of people sick and dying in America. My wife actually works at a school. She's teaching, and the place where she works, she doesn't really have access to good lunch options. So we have to prepare ahead and cook things throughout the week and freeze them so that we can easily use them for lunch preparations later. So today, when I make this KAPHAO dish, I'm going to show you how we freeze things into portions so that we can kind of break them into pieces and thaw meals separately. There's another type of basil that you can find at a Cambodian market. It's lemon basil. It's a kind of Asian lemon basil. They call it itu or manglak in Thai. Those they're often very they go bad really fast. You cannot keep them for very long before they go bad. KAPHAO lasts for about 2 to 3 days, but this one's already starting to change colors. You can see I had a really fresh one last week. It just depends on when they come in and how fast you can get it. But the lemon basil goes bad really fast. Probably just maybe a few days. It would be in turning dark colors, black. Lemon basil is really good in fish curries, and there's a noodle dish in particular, khanom jin nam ya, that they use in Thai cooking. It's also great in northeastern Thai style soups and stews, preparations. In Cambodia, holy basil is actually used in soups, not the same way that in Thailand it's pretty much only in stir fries, but in Cambodia they use it in soups too. And one such soup is very similar to the northeastern Thai. So in storing KAPHAO, in storing holy basil, you can see that it goes bad really fast. In fact, this one is already starting to change colors. It's turning dark. The leaves are getting blotches on them. It's still full flavor. เอาไหมครับพี่เผาอ่ะชอบไหม but they're still full flavor, and you can still easily use this whole bunch. It won't be a problem. Once they start getting kind of wet looking and they turn black, then they're not good anymore. Thai basil can last for a bit longer. These leaves are a little denser, and they just they do better in their fridge. You could keep them from up to a week. I actually use one of those OXO boxes that stores herbs. It has some clearance between the box and the inside thing, so that it kind of helps air circulate and it doesn't things don't get a soggy mess. They don't become a soggy mess just kind of on the bottom. So today we talked about 3 different types of KAPHAO, this holy basil. Well, there's another one right here. This guy's name is KAPHAO, and he likes getting his nose into KAPHAO. Thank you very much for watching. If you're interested in checking out my blog, you can find a link to that down below. If you have any questions about if you're looking for something that you cannot find in and around Philadelphia, let me know and I can probably give you a pointer as to where to start looking for it.